Nasa kabuuang 255 million pesos ng contractor's taxes ang sinisingil ngayon ng Manila Local Government. Of that figure, 247 million pesos ang unpaid, habang lampas 8 million pesos naman ang nabayaran ng contractor's tax. Kabilang sa mga sinisingil nga ay ang ilang firms ng pamilya Diskaya tulad ng St. Timothy Construction Corporation, Great Pacific Builders at yung Amethyst Horizon Builders. Ayon kay Manila Mayor Isko Moreno Tobagoso, nagawa raw yung mga proyekto mula 2022 hanggang 2025.
We have taken the first course of action legally sa mga ilang kumpanya na nag-abuso sa kanilang pribilehiyong ipinagkaloob sa kanila ng national government. As you all know, we officially filed criminal cases. And this is now the second course of action of your city government. I would like to inform you guys, and especially the public, the people of Manila. As of today, through the effort and guidance given to our City Treasurer's Office, to issue SOA, or Statement of Assessment. As a Statement of Account, Statement of Account to those involved in 315 flood control projects worth over and above 255 million pesos. A statement of account issued by the City Treasurer's Office for contractor's tax under our tax code or local tax code. Now, however, contractor tax for 9 flood control projects worth 8,095,351 pesos and 67 centavos have only been paid by the respective contractors. Ibig sabihin, after natin mag-file ng kaso and isowa yung mga contractor na yon, meron ng 8 milyon ang nagbayad sa siyudad ng Maynila. The flood control projects identified by the Office of City Treasurer were from 2004 carry over 2025 projects, as well as prior years projects. So that is remember the 2022-2023, based on the isumbong sa pangulo.ph website. The basis of our documents and data came from the Office of the President. The city government has issued already notices to the contractors of 305 flood control projects that remain delinquent in the statement of their contractor's tax obligation. So, siyempre, kami, hanggat maaari, dinidiplomasya namin sila as we have done in the past, as much as we can. But, if hindi sila tumugon sa kanilang obligasyon sa lungsod ng Maynila, we have no recourse but also to file charges against them, as like what happened last week. And we only act on the basis of evidence. Ay ayoko naman na alam ko ang taong bayan nalilito sa dami ng ingay o personalidad, kanya-kanyang salitaan. We want to be surgical with our action. As long as we have evidence, we file cases, whoever they are, whether they are contractors or agencies of government, or sino man na politiko, and so on and so forth. Now, just for the update on the outcome of the notices. 86 notices received by personal service, 12 notices served but refused to be received. I wish them good luck. Sayang naman. Biro mo binibigyan ka na ng due process hindi ka pa tumutugon. 3 notices not delivered due to address change and will be delivered to the new address if found. Ibig sabihin, biglang nangawala itong mga kumpanya nito sa stated address nila. But we'll find a way. 192 notices being delivered via LBC. Kasi malalayo yung mga lugar. Na siya din topic, I think, ng Senate investigation. Paano nakakapag-bid yung mga ibang kumpanya kung galing sila sa bundok ng tralala. Yeah? And 12 notices mailed via PhilPost. Here are all the SOA of all those listed under the isumbong mo sa Pangulo.ph. Ito lahat ang SOA nila. Okay. Before I answer your questions. So, now, let me be clear about this to those subject company. What will happen if you don't comply with the city government's action? Anyway, it's your obligasyon naman nila yan na bayaran nila yung contractor's tax. It is also computed in their projects. They know it very well. Because it's a universal, most likely, rule or ordinance and tax code of different LGU. What will happen? We'll give them ample time to respond, to act the way that those 9 projects already complied with the SOA and paid the city. Tutulong kami sa panawagan ng Pangulo at saka ng DPWH na i-ban, i-blacklist, and we'll request blacklisting of this company to DPWH. Yung susunod na action nun, depende na sa DPWH. Or what will be the action of the city with regard to those company? Yun naman. O yung aming kakayanan. We will make sure, and at least ito yung maganda ng paalala at babala rin sa mga iba pang ahensya ng gobyerno na itong mga hindi magko-comply na kumpanya will be blacklisted under the City Engineering's Office and Office of the Building Official. So ano ang epekto noon? Hindi po sila bibigyan ng permit. So if you're going to hire said contractors who are not following simple rules, and actually minuscule yung obligation. Sa totoo lang, napakaliit na salapi o pera na due, accrued already for the city, hindi na sila makapaghahanap buhay sa Maynila. At magandang babala rin to sa private sector. Baka kasi i-hire yung mga contractor na ito. Bago kayo mag-hire, check nyo muna kung blacklisted ba sila sa City Engineering Office and Office of the Building Official. Because not until they fulfill their obligation to the city, saka lang namin ililift yung kanilang blacklisting sa city government. So, we will complain before the DPWH office through the leadership of Secretary Vince Dizon. And as you all know, Secretary Vince Dizon already manifested and made a statement as a matter of policy, those erring companies or contractors will be blacklisted. So in our own little way as a city government of Manila, we will help if these people will not comply to their obligation to the city government of Manila and people of Manila. So yan ang mangyayari sa kanila. Eh buti na nandiyan kayo, kaya namin kayo ipinatatawag para na sa ganon to send the message to them. Now it's up for them to act on the matter. With regard to, past due na yung iba, Yorme, hindi sila, sila ba ay may penalties and surcharges and interest? Because they did not comply with their obligation. Maaari, pero, the good thing about the city of Manila today, since July 1, through the airport of the Sangguniang Panglungsod, also, come up with general amnesty program. Your city government issued a 6-month general amnesty program. So, if I were them, it is cheaper to pay today than the after the prescribed period. Kasi, alam mo, malaki-laki yan. Pag lolobo yan, baka maging billion bigla yan. Dahil sa non-compliance. Sila ba'y makatatakbo? Sila ba'y makapagtatago? Pag nakita talaga yung bad intent ng ownership, they may or might face criminal charges. Ngayon, obligasyon pa lang yung hinihingi namin. Ang repercussion ng performance of it, ay yung negosyo nila malilimitahan. Pag sila'y nakapagmatigasan, we have no recourse but to go after them. Legally, or may face criminal charges. Third, we are now finalizing with regard to GLC. After filing criminal complaints against them, we are now finalizing our claim, civil claim, with regard to our property damaged by the said contractor. So yun po ang update ang ginagawa ng inyong pamahalaang lungsod ng Maynila. And I'm happy to answer your questions. Yes.
Good afternoon po, Your Way. Luisito Santos from GMADC Document. Clarification na po, 315 flood control projects. Ilan po yung contractor na pinag-uusapan po doon? Ilan po yung inisyuhan ng SOPA?
More or less, about a little less than 100. Kasi some have multiple contracts. Some. Like GLC, for that matter, and all other. Meron sila mga multiple contracts with the DPWH, horizontal and vertical projects.
Ilan na po yung, binanggit nyo po 8 million na po yung na-collecta mula sa 255 million na obligasyon ng mga...
Total obligation.
Ilan po yung mga contractor na nakapagbayad na? Or
Siyam.
Siyam na company po. Anong taon po ulit yung yung
okay. There are so many years. Basta this is between 2022 to 2005 done. Sabihin, as like I have presented to you before, under the sumbong mo sa Pangulo.ph website, may mga natapos na. We are going after them. Meron naman mga ongoing. Na kailangan naman nilang talagang tupdin yung kanilang obligasyon sa lungsod ng Maynila.
Yung may 315, may ongoing, meron tapos na, mainit ko yung usapin ng ghost project eh. Ano bang mga ghost? Mga hindi
Wala pa kami nakikita. Pero to confirm if it is substandard or not, I will let the scientists and specialists to assess that. And I think I don't want to disturb Senate hearing because they're doing a very good job already. So not to create more noise with different voices, I'll let the Senate, for that matter, do their job. And so far, as like one Filipino, bilang isang Pilipino, hindi bilang isang mayor, at katulad ng ibang mga Pilipino, so far, I can only speak for myself. I'm happy on what they're doing in the Senate with regard to finding out whether it is ghost or substandard. Because I do believe that whether they are politicians or DPW or government agencies, they will going to be charged. But for now, what we're after is if we have evidence, confirmed evidence, present under our hand, we'll make sure. Wala nang lip service. We just pursue the way we've been doing for the past 2 weeks. Because that's supposed to the way, and that's the only way, and that's a proper way to do it. Kaya hanggat mari, kaya nga namin kayo iniimbitahan para na sa ganon, paglabas nito, kung sino man yung particular na mga kumpanya at taong involved dito, merong dinidiplomasya na tayo ng Maynila. Top din na natin tungkulin natin. But if not nga, halimbawa, nagpamatigasan, kami naman, ready naman kami na to seek legal remedy.
Lumobo Yorme ng 255 million. Di ba bago ka makapagsimula ng project, di ba dapat yung obligasyon na ibibigay na? Tama po ba? Paano po may process ng...
Ang galing mo.
Paano lumobo yun? Tapos 2020?
Kasi nasanay sila na walang gobyerno sa Maynila. And you're right. Maybe nobody went or go after them. Ang mahirap nito, alam mo, Luis, ito, yung ordinaryong pamilya magpapagawa ng 30 metro kwadrado na bahay, up and down. Sinisingil ng contractor's tax. Hinihinga ng zoning permit. Hinihinga ng building permit. Kaya yung naalala nyo yung sinabi ko, the sauce for the gander will be the sauce for the goose. It's just that maybe, and I agree with you, that is only the same question in my mind, bakit lumobo ito? Wala siguro talagang pamahalaan na ipinagmalasakit ang kanyang mamamayan. Kaya nagka-laki-laki itong pera na ito. But then again, those are the things of the past. We move on. We try to move on a very narrow road without abusing our rights as citizens. Just by accusing somebody through verbal statement. But we try to go to that path, look into the details, find evidence of negligence, whoever they are, we're gonna pursue legally. Kahit na nanggigigil tayo, alam mo, siyempre ngayon, 5-5 ang pag-aalimpuyo ng damdamin ng tao. Pero pag sobra na ingay, baka malito tayo lahat. O kami, billing ko sa city engineering, sa building official, sa city treasurer, go after them on what is due to the city and what is rightfully, correct way or correct manner that these people, individuals, politicians or not, government agencies or not, na they had to follow the rules, universal rules, not only effective in Manila, but in our case, we wanted to implement across. Sure, then you're next. Then you're next. Yes, please.
Last na lang, Yorme. dun sa higit isang daang contractor na hinahunting ho ninyo dahil hindi nagbayad ang obligasyon nila sa gobyerno ng Maynila, may kasama pa doon yung kumpanya pag-aari ni Sara Diskaya.
Yes. They have also. Bago,
Ilang projects yung hawak nila doon? Sa
a good sum of numbers.
Magkano po ang
I'm sorry?
magkano po yung involved dun sa project na hahawak ng mga Diskaya?
Well, more or less, roughly about 3 billion pesos.
Gloria.
Billion. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Siem. Yes.
Nabanggit niyo po kanina na just in case hindi sila mag-comply, mabablacklisted sila. What if magbago po sila ng business name o company name?
Good question. That's why I told you, kung sila'y makikipagmatigasan, and the best way to circumvent the law is to what? Retire the business and put up a new business. One, I think by this time, PICAB already took note of the manifestations of the senators, yung with regard to qualifications of contractors. So it's going to be hard for them to start again. That's one. Ayun yung pinapanood ko eh. Kung pinakikinggan nyo lang maigi kung saan patungo yung Senado. And I think PICAB will now be, maybe practicing new rules, to safeguard with regard to accrediting and giving category to contractors or companies contracting in the government and private sector. That's one. Two, sabi ko nga sa iyo, alam mo, hanggat may batas kaming makikita para mapapanagot yung personalidad ng kumpanya. While it is true that it is a juridical personality, the corporation and the life of that juridical person dies when it retires. I don't know, I'm no lawyer, but if I remember it right, pagka ni-retire nila, wala na yung juridical person. But there's somebody who run it, which is a human being. These are personalities. Yun yung pwede namin mahabol. Pwede pa rin naman. But I'll cross the bridge when I get there. But for the meantime, whatever law is available today, for them to comply, I will just throw the books to them.